Okay, next question. Which star player needs to be on fantasy benches for the fantasy playoffs? Todd, let's start with you. Reasons why Frank Gore.
Agreed.
You agree? Okay.
Agreed. Reasons why. They play Pittsburgh this week. Going to be a tough matchup. But they're going to clinch their division. They probably clinch the second seed, so they have nothing to play for. Frank Gore's banged up. They're going to save him for the playoffs. He has Seattle next week. Tough run defense. Really wouldn't get much there if he's playing. And then they have the Rams the last game. You're not going to play in their starters because the game's going to mean nothing. They're going to risk injury. So, reasons why, agreed, Frank Gore.
Okay, Dave, let's jump over to you. Frank Gore, reasons why.
I agree, Frank Gore needs to be on benches.
Salem reasons I
And because I had Frank Gore in one of my leagues, and past couple of weeks he really hasn't done anything.
Okay.
And then going forward, like Mr. Zuckerwise said, actually Mr.
Davis. Okay.
They're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, very tough, stout run defense. Seattle Seahawks, another tough, stout run defense.
Okay.
And next week probably is going to be your Super Bowl, and I don't know if you want to risk putting Frank Gore
All
in
right.
there.
So we have
or a team that already.
We have two Frank Gores on the bench. Ryan, what's your opinion?
I won't agree just because I'll throw somebody else at you. I do agree Frank Gore does need to be on fantasy benches. But a guy I'll throw out there, a guy who's been beasting lately, Mr. Beast Mode himself, Mr. Skittles himself, whatever you want to call it, Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn? On benches?
He's been on a tear.
He's been hot.
Reasons why. Reasons why.
Okay.
He's got Chicago this week, in Chicago. Bad weather, yeah, he might get a decent amount of carries. Solid defense. They haven't let up 100-yard rushes since week 5. I don't really like that matchup. And then you're talking about next week. They got San Francisco at home. Seattle plays tough at home, obviously. 12th man. But San Francisco hasn't let up a 100-yard rusher all year. Hasn't let up a rushing touchdown all year. I don't want to risk that.
So tough defenses. I see it.
But you feel confident he's not going to score a touchdown?
I don't think so.
Okay.
San Francisco hasn't let up a
Seattle's not
touchdown
gonna
all
score.
year. Quite possibly. I wouldn't be. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game.
I'll take that, though.
Oh, look, we got it on camera.
Oh, is that a dinner?
Only bet what we
Is that a dinner?
What are you betting? What's the bet? What's the
All right. Let's get our last opinion over here.
It's Sunday Football Tip.
Okay.
Wow. All right, let's go with the last one. Will Wellington, Frank Gore. Reasons why.
I disagree. Wait a second. I'm going to say Big Ben should be on the bench. Flat out.
Wow, Big Ben. So you're saying
benches to begin with, but okay.
Nah.
I think he is on the bench.
Listen, this is coming from the individual that said Andy Dalton was his fantasy breakout. So he's working on it. Let's listen why. Let's listen why.
First of all, America, like I told you last week, I do not play fantasy. Big Ben, his ankle. We don't know if we're going to play Monday night. We don't know how severe this ankle, injury is. Also, Pittsburgh has a playoff spot wrapped up. They might just save him for the playoffs.
Right.
We know they're going to get the wild card spot, unlike the Jets are.
Wow. Let's jump back into fantasy football for future. Want to know what this year? Breakout player Cam Newton. I want to know, is he going to sustain it? Is he going to be something that you want to draft next year? I want to specifically ask, Cam Newton, what round are you drafting him next year? Reasons why, 3rd round. Right.
I mean, 3rd round, it's a hefty price tag. You could probably get a guy like, obviously, Drew Brees, Tom Brady's out there. If you really want to commit to Cam Newton, who just showed 1 year that he can do what he's done this year thus far. I mean, I look at, since week 10, 4 touchdowns, 7 interceptions passing. His passing game is seriously regressed. No 300-yard games since then. So I don't really like Cam Newton that high. I would say more 5th round I would lean.
Okay.
And sustaining 13 rushing touchdowns, it is the record now. Do it again, I don't think you can do it.
Okay. All right, let's go to Dave.
I got to ask you a question. Why don't you think you can do it?
I mean, he is their goal line back, so the potential is there. He's very talented. I mean, we've had players like this. I mean, why isn't Michael Vick?
All right. What? Let's not deflect.
No, I'm not deflecting.
I know you're worried about the question. I'm asking reasons why. 3rd round.
I think I might agree with that, and possibly even say higher.
Really?
Yes, I might. The thing is, when you
Now, possibly.
This just goes to show what a fluke fantasy.
I want to
football
know,
is.
because possibly means maybe not sure.
No,
I'm
because
flimsy. I want you to give me a round where you're drafting him next year.
It's tough.
You said not 3rd, so you got a 1st or you got a 2nd. Where are you taking him?
It's tough because I think people may take him in the third round. I personally wouldn't. But no, I'm going to tell you a reason why. I'm going to tell you a reason
People
why.
are not here. I'm asking David
Reasons
Andrews,
why.
DA, reasons why
Because
third
my
round.
fantasy strategy doesn't think that I should draft a quarterback that high. My fantasy
Your
strategy.
fantasy strategy is based on luck.
But anyways, I think Cam Newton possesses a skill that some of the other top quarterbacks don't have, which is running the ball. You had people who were predicting Michael Vick would be a first-round pick this year. Actually, the first.
I wonder what I.
But you know why? Because they run the ball and they can score touchdowns throwing. Tim Tebow will be a top
I'm hearing a
quarterback as
lot.
well.
I still have not gotten the answer.
I told you why. I gave you the reason why.
You
I
said
said the reason
third
why.
round. Wonder
Yes.
what reasons why?
Reasons why? Because
We're
you
moving
run
on.
the ball.
We're
and
moving
throw the
on.
ball.
Reasons
That is
why
the
you're
reason
not
why.
answering the question.
Reason why? That was the question. That was the answer.
Reason why you're not answering the question.
Reason
Wonder what?
why.
I'm gonna jump over the top. You look
Fine,
like
moderator.
you're deep in thought over there.
Deep in thought.
Reasons why?
Disagree.
Third round.
Disagree.
Okay. Where you taking?
He's not an elite quarterback. You save the first 3 rounds for elite quarterbacks. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees.
Okay.
Cam Newton, yes, he's hit the rushing touchdown record this year, but he won't do that next year. He'll be more open to injuries. He's not a great passer, as my man right here said. 4 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. That's who I think he is.
The real Cam Newton stood up.
Okay. And Will Wellington, reasons why. Cam Newton, third round.
Nah, I disagree. I think he's going to be lower. The only reason why I feel he's going to be lower is just because.
Lower down, first, third, or higher?
No, like 5th, 6th. Yeah, so-
Okay.
But the reason why I feel that way is just because I think teams is going to have a better game plan on him on the second year.
Good point.
Flat out. And, like, he's not going to be able to do certain things that he was able to do his first year.
You've been watching tape with Joe's in the water?
Nah, you know.
A lot of haters here.
And that's really it. You know, and it's really, you know, it's common. Plus, you know, the 16 interceptions here.
Yeah, I know.